I have Maya, correct? And Luke.
Scalicious. The Scalicious are here.
Yeah.
Scalicia. I'm taking her last name. That's what I did. I'm gonna be a Gambo check.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Dude, so I have a question about, because your car is dope as fuck. And your car is dope as fuck.
Thank you.
Her car is pink.
Yeah.
And that's even doper. Did he build your car for you? Did you guys buy it that way? No?
so
Did you build it?
So we bought it.
No.
Yeah, it's sort of like a weird matchup. So whenever we bought it, it was black. It was already RB25 swapped. It was great. So the Skyline was already good to go for that. But we put on the R31 house kit. We had Jacob McGuire wrap it. That was the main thing for making it pink.
So it's wrapped, it's not painted?
Yep, that's all wrapped. Yeah. Zachary's provided some really nice performer wheels. So that were destroyed and Luke fixed. I think that they were on a Celica before, right?
I don't know what they were out before. I just know that he was just like, hey, selling these. And I was like, Maya likes bottle cap
I
wheels.
love bottle cap.
I was looking out, I'm like, these are roached. I can get these for cheap and fix them.
Yeah.
Car is like clean. Both your cars are really clean. But I was like, I remember seeing yours for the first time when he posted it, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that is so
She's
sick.
forever cooler than me.
I don't agree with that.
Megan's way cooler than me too, so it's okay.
I think we bonded over this at one point.
I think so. We're high, yeah. No, Megan's always been cooler than me. I just kind of, I adopted the coolness by becoming her boyfriend and then husband.
You know what pisses me off? I have really good jokes, and then he'll steal them constantly. So he acts like he's so funny, and I'm like, man, that's all my content. You better like trademark that. Like any joke, I'm gonna trademark Megan Fairless.
There's been a few times I've stole your jokes, but they were really good, and I had the opportunity to use them, so I did. So I forget the last one I stole, but it was good. And then you were like, you can't steal that from me. And I was like, I just did.
That's the thing, though. Like, jokes and being around, like, a significant other, you pick up, like, mannerisms and stuff. And, like, even being around new people, like, I always feel like I adapt and, like, they'll say something like, oh, it's really interesting. And then I catch myself doing it, like, a week later. Like, I remember, like, this was years ago, like, back when I was racing motocross. And somebody said radical. And it was, like, one of my first times hearing it, like, way back when. Bro, I would not shut up about saying radical for, like, it became part of me.
You
To
raced
this day.
motocross?
Yeah.
Really?
I grew up doing that.
Wow.
That's why I'm 60% titanium.
Yeah, that's a rough sport.
Yeah.
So
I miss it some days.
did you like train out here at Ride Organic and stuff?
That was
No?
before Ride Organic was even a thing. We had Splinter Creek and Taylorville were the two practice tracks that we would always hit. We did District 17, District 18, and then national. I mean, everywhere from Florida, New York, Kentucky, Pennsylvania. That was a long time ago, so I don't remember the rest of them. But yeah, it was a lot. I quit racing probably. I had to be like 14 or 15, but I raced from like probably like 9 or 10 until then. So like I was doing it for quite a while, but it was a whole racing thing.
Dude, that's so cool. I wish I got to do shit like that growing up. I feel like that's why I'm so gravitated towards bikes and stuff now, because growing up, like, my parents did not let me have a fucking dirt bike, they didn't let me have a go-kart, they didn't let me have anything other than like a fucking bicycle. So like that's why, like, as soon as I got to the age of like, I was like, oh, I'm making my own money, I'm making big boy money, I'm buying toys.
But
because I never got to
were
experience
you
that.
one of the kids that got like a guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still play guitar?
A little bit.
There you go.
I mean, I have a band. So, but I don't play
I
guitar.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a
know that.
hardcore band called Upper Hand.
Nice.
So what all do you guys do? We kind of touched on that you guys have cool cars, but what do you do with your cool cars? Or what's your favorite thing to do with your cool car?
So, favorite? Not have to.
Yeah. Probably taking them places, Yeah. like for car shows and stuff mostly. Yeah. Like my Skyline, just because it's like not exactly like a super common car, I don't want to break it. Yeah. So I don't really drive it all that often, truthfully. Like it is always in my garage. Comes out every maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, unless there's events.
Yeah, like you've got rare and obscure, and then there's custom one-of-one parts that like everybody's like, why don't you drive your car? I'm like, because one, I'm in the work van all the time. Like, it might be cool seeing all the shit online, but like, I'm not in it all the time. Plus, if I break something, I have to make it again. I don't want to do that. Maybe the first time.
Yeah.
But like, there's plenty of our builds that we do drive.
Yeah.
But then like the 240, the S13. If I'm having a bad day, I will go beat the bricks off that car in my back lot. Yeah. Even though it's not the best lot for doing that, but
at the same time, like, so I think that all of our vehicles, except for like 2, actually run. Like, I always make the joke, like, they don't run. They do run. We just don't drive them because they're like always in progress.
Sort of with a record. The 2 that don't run are mine. Why do they run, Maya? Why do they run, Maya? There it is.
And they all together now at the Met.
Hold on. I got this. Fuck. Bike. 2 buses, van, R31, 2.5 RS, Fiat, STI, Forester, 240, Civic. I'd quit saying things. Throw a shoe at you.
Yeah. Domestic abuse.
Keep it. You heard you and did it? No, I think it's...
Do you tell what she bikes?
12 or 13.
Yeah, 12 or 13.
That's crazy. So did you get into it meeting him, or did you come from a family that like went to car shows and like very involved?
So I do have family members who were involved with cars. Like usually like they were doing things like body work though, and for the most part they were more American driven. So I didn't really have too many opportunities to get into cars beyond like just like classes in high school. I was always into them, but I didn't like really do much with them until I got my Fiat, and I was like, oh, I'm totally going to modify that. Don't ever modify a Fiat 500. There's like no app.
Modify them.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Modify
Everything's custom. It has to be.
I was devil's advocate for that.
It was terrible. And so actually, us being together encouraged me to finally start modifying that. And we were actually talking about this earlier. Like,
you finally got taken seriously doing.
Yeah.
There's always that whole thing in the car world of, oh, you're a girl. And like that translates to so many other communities and so many other hobbies, sports, everything. But like,
that's really important.
Support system where it's like, no, you can do this. And like, like you said, we were talking about this earlier. It's always having the support system. And like, if there's something that she wants to do on a car that is, she could probably do it. But I have way more execution that like, I can take that thought and turn it into a thing, which is what I did with STI. I mean, that whole thing was a vision. How it actually came out the way I planned, I'll never know. I still look at it and I'm like, it looks the way I wanted it to. But whenever you're doing custom stuff, it's always, you know, you always see online like really shitty cars that like were supposed to be cool and they just kind of got half-assed at the end. Like, it sucks building cars, but like,
yeah,
it's the end result that's what you shoot for.
Yeah, definitely. And it, you know, it takes a while too. We were talking about earlier about, you know, like the cars that you build up to that with. Like, I started with the Fiat. That was a mistake because there's no aftermarket for it. It was a mistake. It was. For somebody who wanted to try to get into actually modifying the cars, it was a mistake.
Do you drive your Fiat a lot though?
Not anymore, no. So we're working on... It did, yeah. I hit a steel beam on 70 coming back from St. Louis.
Folded her wheel, folded her control arm, pulled up the shop, and the tire finally started leaking.
Running again, I was so upset. But now we're working on putting the wide body kit on it and everything to save bought wheels, and we did the measurements beforehand, and then they were off, so, as they typically are. So now it's a little wider than it should be. So I'm like, all right, well, now we got to put the wide body kit on. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, it's more of a pain in the ass than anything.
Unique. It's outside now because I need it in the shop, and it's just so low that it looks like a cow grazing.
It kind of looks like, okay, you know, like whenever like a ladybug gets scared and lady's going, that's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. You've seen the Fiat at the shop.
when we went up there. It's like the champagne gold kind of. Yeah. Did you get that one wrapped too?
That's a stock color. Yeah, I specifically chose that one. Yeah. Probably gonna keep it that color. Eventually, I might do something where I choose a different root beer color because that root beer is sort of like
if you wrap
muted.
it, you should make it look like Kirby. That'd be really cool.
It would be super sick.
Wouldn't that
Yeah,
look
all
cool
the
as like a
cars.
Kirby or something? Like a Yoshi.
Oh yeah,
Yoshi would be really cool.
That'd be
too.
cool.
Oh, it'd just be
Yoshi. Ooh, I don't want fanfic on my car. That would be. I don't want to do that.
rolling handle 34.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of our cars do run. Some of them don't, but we don't drive many of them. I mean, like he's usually in the Duramax van or our 240. Honestly, I'm driving my mom's minivan currently. Like, because it's alternate.
I drive a clapped Ford Explorer, so
Yeah, that's what it is. Like you modify things, you have fun things, but then you don't really drive them all that often. But that's okay because like whenever you do drive them, it's really enjoyable and it's more worthwhile, and of course it, sustains them longer too, which is really helpful too.
I've had to tell so many people online though, they're like, it must be so cool that you do, like, you have all these things, you do all these things. I'm like, that's not all the time. I'm like, I'm in a van, like, it's a cool van. It's a cool van, but it's the whole social media thing. Everything looks way more glamorous on social media, but like, honestly, if I do content, I go grab the car, go out, shoot for the day, put it back in there, and I'm just like, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
when you shoot your content, do you just use your phone or do you have like a DSLR camera like these that you use? You use your phone?
He uses his phone. I've got a DSLR. Yeah. Yeah, I use his phone mostly whenever I'm doing video because my DSLR is just not made for it. So I'm like, nope, I don't do that.
Social media is so fast paced anymore that there almost isn't time for taking the steps to actually, like, I don't want to say make good content, but like the higher quality stuff, you almost have to be established as a page that isn't posting all the time to be able to push it out. And then you're not algorithm chasing. So you might push out this banger of a video that took you 80 hours to put together, and it will see maybe like 500 views to, 10,000 views. While this low quality, here's a caption, here's a funny, this is just some regurgitated thing that I found on Google on jokes.com, and it just skyrockets. One of her videos took off, and I knew it would happen as soon as she posted the car. As soon as it was pink, once she got onto the Reels algorithm, I knew it would take off.
Yeah, but it did it before it was paint. It did it before it was paint. Yeah. Yeah, I had one that...
It was like...
It was literally 2 clips. That was it. It was 2 clips I put together real quick, and now it has like 1.7 million views. I'm like, why? How?
So I started following him, and then I was actually about to ask for my soda next too, but I started following him finally on Instagram, and then you posted your car, and there was one day I was like literally just going through like the search section where you can just like see just like a ton of like different reels and stuff, and your car popped up, and I had only seen it on his story because he was like, oh, we just bought something, and then he posted it on his story, and then I saw it on my feed, and I was like, oh my God, I know that car. And then I clicked it, and it was your page. And then I clicked onto your Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, this is Luke's girlfriend. This is her car. This is what he just bought. Or this is what they just got. I was like, oh my God. I immediately was like, holy shit. And then I seen like you said, all the views and everything on it. I was like, damn, what the hell? Where's this just come from?
We had the car for a while. Probably the stuff that you saw was never we picked it up from being wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird that that video blew up, and then on my side, I'm sitting there, it's kind of the whole thing that you work super hard to chase the algorithm.
Yeah.
And then somebody you live with just posts in their own format and it blows up, and you're just like it was good. It made me step my game up. Yeah. And there were the multiple people who are just like, you must be mad. I'm like, no, I'm proud. Cool. I knew this was going to happen. Good for her. And then I had one blow up, and it was the stupidest thing. It's just mixing paint and the paint color on my car.
But it's
just 3D paint. It's so low quality.
But it's such a gut.
And now push it out bangers, and they don't have anything.
Well, people love these videos too.
I think it's a landing page though. It's like those big viral ones are like a good way to get a big funnel And then if they go to your page, they're going to see all this stuff. So it's good stuff.
I'm like, not anymore. All my content is pretty sure I'm shadow banned now.
Or no, quantity over quality. That's what it is. Fuck the quality.
You don't be like me. Don't pay to get verified because I like playing with the algorithm. I should have done it on one of my alt accounts. So it was like, let's see if this is going to help the algorithm. And then I stopped being verified. And now my shit doesn't get seen at.
Oh yeah.
Stop paying.
Yeah, I think that
is mine. Like my reels were doing really good, and then it dropped off. And she was like, "Oh, algorithm's changing. It's now more post collages and stuff.
Yeah,
and post multiple photos, and that's gonna do well." And she was right. It did. And now I've also noticed my story numbers and like fuck you, boom, and like the reacts I get to my stories are doing better. Either like I
shout out the sex bots. Always liking my shit. That's exciting for my accounts and stuff. He's supporting me better than the whole. Yes, give me the good love, dopamine. Nice being.
The caption will just be "Watch my pussies come." I'm like multiple.
It'll be like, dude, I'm out in my stories. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've definitely noticed that. I'm like, yo, shout out to the fake accounts support me more than the homies. But my views on my story have like boomed in the past like month or two, and the reacts I get to them have boomed a lot. So I've been like, I try to post on my story at least twice a day or once a day.
You see my story, that shit's always...
Yeah, I enjoy watching your stories.
It's always so dumb, though.
Yeah, I like to post something silly that has like nothing to... Like, it has something to do with kind of bike life or something like that, but it's usually some funny shit. And then I'll try to post some kind of personal shit or something on it.
Did you see the story post today online when I drove Reed's Miata with this stupid little hat? Bro, it was the stupidest thing. It's like, if you drive it, you have to wear the hat. I'm like, you brought me here to drive your car.
But did you drive it with the hat?
Yeah. Did you not watch the story? It was great.
I didn't watch it spinning. I just saw that and like, oh, Reed's making me wear the hat.
People are looking at me so weird, but I'm in a really shitty rattle can. The car is not shit. The car's not shitty, but rattle canned teal. Yeah, I know the right ass son of the hood with a twirly hat.
Nice.
And bro,
great. You probably had the biggest smile too. Like you hear that bitch.
It got to a point where I was ripping through traffic, just weaving with this stupid hat.
Just like cut someone off, and they're like, "I like your hat." Like no.
I don't know. I enjoy social media, but I'm certainly not doing it for the same reasons that you are. I don't really care as much about a social media following. Like the fact that I got one was sort of, it's small. It's marginal. It's not many, right? Like I've like maybe 5,000 followers, but like before that one reel blew up, I had less than 1,000, and that was fine. Like it honestly kind of freaked me out because I was like, oh my god, there's a lot of people who are seeing my stuff now, and I'm always like a little self-conscious about my car, especially as soon as I find out that I'm a girl. Then I'm always a little bit worried too, because like it's either, oh, you didn't actually build your car, or oh, is this your boyfriend's or whatever, and I'm just like,
you might believe, but you would not believe how many people at an event at some point. Bad things. People will come up and be like, "Hey, dude, I love your Skyline," and I just look at it with the most like, just flat face. I go, "Not my car." And they look around to find like another dude, and there's like one. I'm like, "Her car," and then they will either say something to her or they scuttle off because they're scared. I'm like,
people don't approach me. I don't know why. I'm like, I'm not scary. Like, I'm not a particularly, like, intimidating person. Like, so...
It's weird because I'll even be, like, wiping the wheels down on my car.
And I'll be wiping down my car. And they'll be like,
hey, dude, nice Skyline.
Like, they will... It's so interesting. Like, we will actively be working on our own cars, and people will still do that. And it's you know, I think it's innocent, too. I don't think that it's, like, ever, like, an overt sexism thing or anything like that.
Actually is.
But the problem is, even with it wrapped pink, if you, like, with the way I dress, she dresses like she would drive my car. I dress like I would drive her car.
Well, I dress the opposite of what our cars look like.
That's where you guys are yin and yang. That's the thing. Yeah.
I don't get a little docs on it.
Yes.
Well, like, I dress like that for, like, the internet and at home, but, like, I dress like a fucking hot boy stagehand everywhere else. Like, it's just blacked out. I have every once in a while wear, like, a full pink fit, but, like,
I'm either a homeless goblin This is this today.
Love that.
Or
Love that.
business suit blazer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, one or the other. I'm the exact same way. I'm either like in my full suit or I'm just like this, like
Operating on it's like either a construction worker who's like 85 hours a day, I'm on my motherfucking job, or I'm just dressed in bike shit.
Do I feel the speaker the night while we're laying in bed? I was like, grass all feet, boy.
Oh, you know, yeah, you're making fun of my feet.
If those grippers don't feel like 80 grit, how the fuck are you gonna climb on walls?
True. Yeah.
Well, it's like somebody skateboarding on sandpaper while you walk to go get water in the middle of the night. It's just,
And I ain't gonna lie, I ripped my callus off doing wheelies the other day, and it never fucking hurt because there was a callus underneath it.
well, that's how these hands are. Like, I cut myself with a knife the other day, and like it just didn't bleed, and I'm like, ooh. And I like it up, and then I like pull it apart, and then it started bleeding. I'm like, yeah, should
My hands are soft. They're supple.
I have some?
I've got soft hands because I don't have to work on my
Yeah. my hands look like this, so her hands could look like this. That's kind of the whole thing with my car is like, you just look at it and there's so many little things.
Oh, your car's covered in little.
Everywhere. And picking gold as an accent color is like just deep frying a shoe and eating it because like there's no point. It's so hard to find gold chrome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so far it's panned out. I like how the car looks, but
Yeah, but
definitely thought about a style change.
Yeah.
like Dress Up Bolts is also really nice too because they do care about that community aspect as well. Like they have some sponsor cars, but like they're always going to local events and non-local events. I mean, they are truly like the nicest people ever.
Is your car sponsored with dress ups?
No, but I have six. I have 6 Dress Up Bolts on my car, and they're on my steering wheel.
Those things look like everybody asks me about like going back to dress up balls and like the sponsor thing. They always ask me, you know, how do you get sponsors?
Yeah.
And like, there's no definitive answer for that. You can either send an email and just be one in the herd and hope for the best. It's a, you know, luck game of if they pick their cue too soon and you're out of the running, which I've run into recently, but I don't really like doing that because like your personality and who you are as a person doesn't come through like an email. So like anytime there's even like a sponsorship in question, whether I've asked or they've asked, I like to meet at least like, I've always gone with the good number for a big company is 30% of the people there. So anyone that's doing their social media or people that you're going to be talking to or ordering from, they're fulfilling orders to where they can, you know, be like, hey, this is going to be late, but you know, it's in production, whatever. But like with smaller companies or smaller stack wise, I like to know everyone there, like Seth, Travis, and Randy from
From Dress Up Bolts, yeah.
Dress Up Bolt. Sorry, there was also a Randy and Passmag that I was listening.
Yeah.
But, you know, with them, we're at Gatlinburg together, hung out, super cool.
They let us in cabin. It was so cool. Like they are truly like the nicest people.
Shout out Travis for giving us your bed and sleep couch.
Travis is wonderful. He's so nice.
But, you know, it's the same thing with, you know, other companies like with Official Powder. I've known John Beck for years, and it's kind of like just homies getting back together. And this is like the year of me kind of teaming up with all of my, you know, friends and just pushing that way and staying local with a lot of it. So like Precision Detailing, Sean Jaworski is going to be taking the car, stripping the ceramic coat off of it, hand cutting and laying paint protection film, PPF, which I have. The car is going to look like glass. And I don't drive the car all the time, so the big thing was cleaning the car because it gets dusty in the shop, especially whenever I'm beating the brakes off the 240 in the back box. It's like the Dust Bowl 5000. But I think the whole thing with like, it's always with little subtle changes I try to make, and it's like, okay, paint protection film, I can just dust this off and go. I don't have to worry about scratching the car. I don't have to worry about anything. So there's an extra layer over it, or screen protector is my call for it. Sorry, that just went off. I didn't hear. Oh, that's good. I knew that was gonna happen.
No,
The ghost.
this shop light is like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, this is a good break. No, the shop light is the Thor. You know, like never had the solar eclipse. Yeah, that's what I use whenever I'm up under the car, essentially freaking in here. Like fuck, when I had to change the whole.
God damn! No, looked at that thing install my fucking future.
Dude, I'm telling you, that thing's hurt. That needs to come down, unfortunately.
Oh,
Holy shit!
so back on you piece of shit. I think it work.
Dude, I swear I'll literally be getting French and trying ass off on the ground or something. That motherfucker goes off every time, and then as soon as I'm done and I wrap up, it comes right back on. Every time. It's like it knows.
And almost look, y'all were calling that some. I saw how red those are going to be burning.
I'm sorry. I've been here with it.
It's okay.
No, it's cool.
I'll take off my sunglasses, but
Your hat.
just my anime protagonist sunglasses, which only look like anime protagonist sunglasses unless I do this.
This fucker is going to come back. Like,
We had it. Yeah. Well, let's do outside of cars.
Work.
Yeah,
I do his fucking work.
yeah.
You're smart as fuck. That's all I know. Right?
I don't know, Bart.
Like, that's exactly how this team works here too.
she has all brains, and I just go and, bro, we're just cavemen. Fucking go to work, just, whoa. Ooga. Sometimes booga. Trust me, you do not need a college degree to do what I do. You might not even need a high school degree.
You could have just about gone to school.
I know. A whole life was a lie.
Yeah, but like, it's gonna get to the point where you guys are gonna have to take care of us because we're gonna look like paper clips at one point where it's gonna be all buckered up in the corner.
The plan was always to have enough financial security to take care of you by the time that you're 40 and decrepit. Like, I'm telling you, that's always been the plan.
Like those mechanic memes where like, that's Steven. He's been a mechanic for 10 years. Or he's a mechanic and he just turned 20 at some like 90-year-old series.
Yeah, you got anything you want to talk about?
Honestly, I have no questions.
Yeah, I mean,
A question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Zane, 3 of my vehicles, excluding the Skyline, in order, what are your favorites?
Strapline Slayers.
That's what I said. Actually,
You said your vehicle.
yeah, just my vehicles.
Yeah.
Skyline's fair. You remember? You just had a whole
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you like the Skyline, so I was waiting for you to just go Skyline.
All right, this is easy. You already know what number 1 is. Like, no, no. Like, come on now. This is a no-brainer.
You're trying to be saying now.
The Grom. The Grom is obviously like my favorite. Like, that's how I met you.
It's like the untold hero. Most people like the Grom.
You know, dude, the first time I met you, you were on the Grom and you blew my fucking eardrums out with no exhaust on it.
And you put a sticker on the fender that I don't have on there anymore. Still have it. Yeah, the get some help sticker.
Yeah. Well, full circle.
I didn't either until we reconnected. He's just like, hey, did you have this at Rando's? And was it loud as fuck? I was like, yeah. He's like, I gave you a sticker. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, my first year at Rando's, I had like a gang of meme stickers. And as I rode around and saw I was doing something cool, I would just roll up on them and hand them a sticker. And they probably always thought I was giving up like my Instagram sticker or something like that. They're probably like, this motherfucker's promoting during the ride.
Are you saying that my loud exhaust was cool?
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought you...
But I was also like, oh my lord, this dude needs to get that bike some help. Like, that just blew my fucking ears. No, I don't. And you said risk it for the biscuit.
Literally, I was already there. At least you were behind me whenever I 6-gear pinned at a rolling burnout through some law-abiding grass in a totally private property-owned park.
Yeah, we thrashed that park that day.
Yeah, that we definitely know the owner of. There's probably a reason.
He came out with all the rap. But obviously, Grom's number 1. Number 2 is, obviously the STI. It's a beautiful car. And like you said, you put a lot of time and effort into that car, and it shows. And then Duramax van for sure. Let's go. Because, hey, Duramax van be getting the bread. It's the breadwinner.
It is the breadwinner. It is also shaped like a bread box.
It's a diesel Duramax van. You don't see those very often. And it sounds cool as shit. It looks cool as shit. And you got, like, the inside of it, like, totally weaved out, which I fucking love.
Have you rode the Duramax, man?
I haven't rode in it, but
Oh, dude, rides like shit. I finally got shocks for it, dude. It's like driving a fucking pogo stick. Like, if I drive it down Route 3, I will bunny hop it.
Especially that one spot in front of Waffle House. Yeah, we call that the dolphin.
I will literally hit it doing 90 just to, it will make me hit the roof and come back down. Like, I am floating.
We figured 66 in my vehicle. That's the magic speed, like on the way back from concert. See the first bump, you're like, that's not too bad. And then the next one, and with the walk, there was one day, the day we came back from, oh my God,
picked it up from Illinois inspection. We were coming back down that road past the Waffle House, and I was doing 65, and she was like, got over the lane trying to get me to get over. And I like, by the time I looked up, I was like, oh shit, I need to be over. About that time, it was dark. Like you said, at first it was not bad. And I mean, that thing's riding out like,
with this bitch is like bouncing side to side.
Immediately it was just like, dark.
Oh, the third thing. Like good 3-4 times. And I was like, oh shit, the boat. Oh, and could smell burning rubber from it rubbing inside the wheel wells. And I'm like, oh my God. And like got over. And I was just like rolling laughing. I was about to piss my pants laughing from hit. And I can just imagine too. And then I was like, we'll play it. Oh dear. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And she said the whole van went, yeet, hey, yeah, this is not heat right in the middle of the road. And I was like, dude, it was fun as fuck, but it was also terrifying. I could smell how much burnt rubber came off of that. I'm like, did it smoke at all from the tires rubbing? She was like, no. And I was like, dude, I could smell burnt tire. The van smelled like I did a burnout for like a good 5 minutes. I was like, oh my God. But I've noticed whenever I hit bumps in that van, the people behind me are no longer behind. It's like, oh, get around. That's the first thing I can't wait to do to that van, dude, is put steering dampeners on there to try and fix that steering issue, steering wheel. And then like, so it definitely needs an upgrade in the suspension. I need to raise it a lot. And then I'm gonna put step bars on the side and shit. You already know the plans. It's gonna get the roof rack with the same size tire and everything on top with the light bar on the front. I'll like raise it and put step bars on it.
When are we going camping and just putting them both there? Because
yeah, butt to butt.
But dude, we love camping. So like honestly, our whole summer, as long as we have free weekends, we like to go camping. That was the whole thing I got it for, honestly.
Plus, I don't like that your Andy recorder looks something in between something off Star Trek or a very obscure.
I thought it was a taser. No, I thought you were holding a taser. I was like, where'd you get that at?
They're interesting looking.
Yeah.
Oh, like what the fuck are these? These new ones we got look like something off of Ghost Adventures. They'd be like, what is your name?
Nah, dude, that's the Zune right there.
The Zune. Oh, Zune. Oh, rip. Yeah, inside. Only one of my friends had one. We're like, this.
Yeah.
No, you did tell us your parents are poor.
Oh. I had.
Oh, very cool, right? I went to one of my friends' houses once, and she had like every single iPod, like back in the day, and she opened up her gym. Like I saw.
God, I want.
Like, she's like, you want one? I'll preload it for you, dude. Like,
What's helpful? I have like a nano iPod, and then I still have like an iPod Touch from.
Well, in the 240, whenever we bought it, it still has like it's got a real old fucking radio on it, but like doesn't have Bluetooth, but it does have a hookup for an old iPod. I was like, I have an iPod Touch, so I started playing.
Now you have an iPod Shuffle too.
Oh yeah, I remember you did. Yeah, I saw all these that. Yeah, you had some Broken Side playing and shit too.
Bro, I used to love Broken Side.
I definitely got down with the Broken Side. I was
anymore.
I mean, if it comes on,
bro, they're playing. I don't go. Somebody out. Somebody told me about a show they're playing this year. You want to go?
What? Yeah, I'd love to. Is it local or are we talking like, oh, wait,
it's also isn't $500 like every other old band coming out? Oh, it's like cool.
Or in his like $500 say there like, a dude I work with literally was like, I was like, hey, I know someone who's selling Taylor Swift tickets for like $2,200, and he was like, really? That's not bad. Where at? And I was like, Chicago, and he's like, when? I was like, in June or July or something like that. Why? And he was like, oh, that's really good. Like I'd buy that right now. And I'm like, did you literally just say you're going to spend $2,200 on fucking Taylor Swift tickets? And he's like, yeah. He's like, we already went to the show in Chicago.
So they've already been and they're still doing it.
So they went to the one in there?
What's the problem here? Is it the price or is it the Taylor Swift?
Oh.
It's the price. What was your first concert?
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine was Rascal Flatts, man.
My first like big concert, like stadium concert, was Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fucking awesome.
What was yours? Point Pass. I think Point Pass like 2008, maybe.
I almost fucked up a $5 store.
I have to Venmo you that invoice.
My first big concert was Ozfest.
Man.
And I followed that up with my next concert. You ready for this? It was years later. Kesha.
Yeah, I do. Sounds.
It was so
Could you wake up in the morning and brush your teeth with a bottle of Jack?
Did you get glitter on you?
All the above. But it was... So I really like the I Set My Friends Fire shows that we have gone to. But, and I hate to say this because I know it's like a controversial take, I went and saw Attila and that was a rowdy fucking show. Fucking hate Franz. Hate him as a person. But it is such a good...
You were here admission time. Okay,
Yeah.
We've paid for the stupid little Warped Tour class thing, and then I paid for like 6 solid months for that bullshit texting entrepreneurship. But it honestly helped me. Yeah, because I was doing music videography at that point, and he was like, just fucking do it. Like what every other fucking motivational speaker says, that's all they have to do.
Damn, hey, give me $5 a month. I'll call you and yell at you twice a month. I already have somebody to on Instagram reach out to me like, hey, how do I do better? I'm like,
Try.
what? I always throw those motivational quotes and all that shit because I get it, feel good. You want to open the internet and be like, yeah, I don't do that. It's like when I tell everyone, they're like, how do you do what you do or what do you do for a living? I'm just like, you should work hard. Like, it would have to be, and it's the thing that I always think about, and it's like stupid motivational shit, but this, like, everything's always like a cliche, right? And you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, but I feel like I could figure that out myself. But like, the big thing that I've always come back to is just you have to want it more than the next person.
Yeah.
If you put in the same amount of work as that person, but then get 10% more, it's gonna show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's true. However, being able to own cars, especially as many cars as we have and the quality of cars that we have, is a privilege. It took a while to get there, but like not everybody really has that same opportunity growing up to like know how to work. Like we were talking about this earlier, like you have to either know someone who knows how to work on cars really well to bring down the labor costs, or you have to be able to do it yourself.
Well, it's also a huge scenario of other things. Like there's always other factors. Like we have a really good living and house situation.
Yeah, and we've got supports around us too.
Never had a credit card in my life, so I don't have that. But like I said, it's choices, it's environments, it's family, whatever. Like I get that, like a lot of people don't have that. We are lucky to have that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't work my ass off,
oh, truly, yeah.
It's kind of, I never will like hype it up and be like, oh yeah, the shit. 'Cause I'm not, but like it's always. Everybody can do anything, but there's definitely a scenario behind it that definitely helps get you ahead of the game. And there are other scenarios that will put you out of the game.
Yeah.
Is the way that I look at it.
You got to grind to shine.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can grind and you will never shine just due to other variables that come into it.
Yeah. But if you really fucking want it, you're going to find a way. You can't keep on doing the same thing, expecting it to change. You have to just constantly be like, oh, Stanley, I know this.
I definitely also have this big theory where it's don't be an asshole.
Yeah, you gotta be nice. Yeah, you gotta surround yourself with people that are like kind of in the like-minded space, but then also in different supporting roles. Like what you said, like having someone to work on the car. Just finding what you suck at, and then surrounding yourself with people that are better at it. For you, and always like compensating your friends and shit. Like there's so many people who are like, oh, I want to make friends with so and so. Like there's a lot of people who like come out of the woodworks for him a lot of times because they think that he'll just work on their shit for free. And it's like, don't do that.
And there were people I went to high school with that I haven't talked. What's that?
Yeah.
And like I feel bad because there's a lot of people that genuinely wanted to like meet me and hang out with me and whatever, and like I get that. But I shunned them away because it was so much in that moment that was happening. And they understood because I've like since talked to them. But it's like I had to completely turn off from social media. I mean, I needed a big break after that whole competition thing anyways, because it was the whole one it more than the next person. I was workday and then grinding 10 hours on social media, or, you know, every night doing lives for 3 hours and then sending out enough messages that I'm banned on Facebook and banned on this for 12 hours. I'm like, all right, pick back up tomorrow. But no, it's always, there's a lot of people who will come out of the woodworks, but I've finally got to the point where I can differentiate who it is. But then, like, making new friends, I have to really explain to them, like, I'm a really low effort friend.
Those are my favorite. Me and my best friends.
Zane could not message me for 3 years and we would pick up right where we left off, because that's just how I am. I'm so busy that I can't balance those
And you have
things.
to surround yourself with people that understand that and respect that. Like my wife, I'm in her emergency contacts as her wife. We could go years without talking, and then it's just like, look at this stupid ass meme. All right, cool. Like, we want to go to Greenland next year?
Trying to explain that to new people, like, they're excited, they want to hang out, like, I get that, but, like, my situation does not, I won't say it doesn't allow me to hang out, because it is my own fault that I overwork myself, but it's to have the things and continue to do the things that I enjoy. I have to put myself in a scenario to, you know, I could dial back on work and, you know, we have the cars, it's cool, but I can't, I always feel like I have to be ever progressing, because I have this curse of you're not good enough mental illness stuck in my head that I'm like, all right, I have to buy a whole moped and build it, because it's just that busy work. I always have to be doing something, and I am damned to be addicted to working. I love working because I can just shut my brain off. I can put headphones in and I'm the only person that exists in the world.
I'm sorry, don't mean to interrupt you. I love that you're like really busy, but you also have times where you're like, yo, come hang out at the shop with me.
But
I'm going to come up there to distract you. I'm just going to come up there to keep you company while you're doing your thing. You know?
So when have you ever come to the shop when I'm not doing anything? Or why have you seen me not doing anything?
Or every time I come up there, you're doing something.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that we do outside of working and cars and stuff like that. And
We have to rent fine.
dude, I love it.
Which is good. If you guys grow something we don't have, we have something you don't grow, a new little garden tray.
That's the best.
Brussels sprouts, peppers, and like herbs. Peppers are like one of our main things.
We don't have peppers. We don't have Brussels sprouts. So
Hey, if the Brussels sprouts do,
Yeah, they're supposed to like thrive.
they were supposed to already be planted a long time ago, or we'd have to wait till like fall to plant them. And I was like, well, these are in a tray. We're gonna put them out there and just see what they do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about building another garden and doing cherry tomatoes, because they're just like.
No, we've got a spot. We've got a spot because our bok choy bolted, so we've got.
I said I wish I could.
Got potatoes out,
Can you not?
replacements.
I can, but they give me like TMI, but they give me the worst shits, dude. Made of tomatoes, yeah. Yeah, I know, and you know they didn't used to. I used to, like, my family, my dad especially was like really good. Like, my dad can grow like the best tomatoes, and like growing up, he always had a garden, so like we always had tomatoes in the summer. And like one of our things at dinner is literally just a sliced tomato with like pepper and salt and pepper on it, yeah, or anything like that. So like growing up, I was eating a lot of tomatoes, and then all of a sudden, like I hit my 20s or something like that. Not even like.
Yeah, I'm just
No, actually, yeah, it was like my 20s, honestly. And now, like, then I ate one time, and I just like got the worst shits, and I was like, "Was that the tomato?" Shellfish, yeah, I can't eat crab. I'm allergic to crab, and I see crab legs all the time, and I'm like,
What's your opinion on radishes?
radishes? Oh, I love radishes, dude. They're great. Yeah.
Like we'll put the radishes on like a piece of butter bread.
Oh, radishes on butter bread, butter toast. Oh, yes.
I'm not a huge fan of radish. The radishes just don't have enough flavor for me, I think.
I love
Yeah, see, I don't need that for the crunch. There's plenty of other crunchy, delicious food.
like you throw salt on where you butter bread, and then you have crunchy butter bread.
I don't know what to tell you, but salt is not a flavor.
You ever fuck with like cucumbers and onions and vinegar?
I hate cucumbers, and
I'm not a huge cucumber fan either, but I do love taste. No, okay.
Oh, okay.
I love pickles.
Vinegar.
Oh, no. We love vinegar, just not cucumbers.
And
Yeah. I love
with like wilted lettuce. Oh, dude. My dad makes the best wilted lettuce.
So where you fry it?
Yeah, and yeah.
Ooh, I bet that's delicious.
Then you put the lettuce in there and just let it wilt down.
I don't know.
Put it in a bowl.
That's like Greek.
Or, yeah, you pour vinegar in the pan too and wilt it in vinegar.
Ooh. So it's almost like pickled and fried. Almost. Oh, that's cool. It's just
Like, I can't do pickled things outside of pickles. Side note, if we get a third dog, we're naming it Wilt.
no.
No, did have you guys seen the Billie Eilish thing that they do for Vogue? Like every year they ask her the same question.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I'll redo this podcast in like 5 years.
Wait, we're doing a podcast right now?
Do you record it? Oh God.
Yeah, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years from now?
That's a good question.
And it doesn't have to be realistic. Just dream.
So 5 years from now, I think to answer that question, I feel like I have to look like 5 years ago where I was, where I am now. And I think it's just the same progress of doing more shows, getting into more communities, being able to give back, build a community myself. It's always wanting to do bigger things with more people and just meet more internet friends and just keep building off of what I've already done. I don't think I necessarily want to get into anything new anymore just because I'm already doing so much. But I think it's just doing cooler car shit, being able to take those around, show people what they are, more seat time drifting, maybe change up the 240, get into a different chassis, finish my Drift Forester, which, well, that takes another 5 years. I'm burning that car to the ground. And then not dying on a bike. That's kind of it. Maybe moving to a different area, but we always have the conversation that I'm pretty fluid whenever it goes to anything as far as moving or whatever, because I can kind of pick up and go wherever. I have to build the business back up, but I know so many people throughout the U.S., throughout the world at this point, from doing car things and from doing social media stuff, that no matter where we go, I know someone. So, and maybe that's an end to get working somewhere, or do something until I can get the wheel business back off the ground or whatever. No, I mean, just where will I be in 5 years? Probably just being me, because it's worked so far. So I'm just going to keep rocking.
Such a lame answer. That's such a lame answer.
It's how I feel. It's all.
Well, let's see what you got.
Leia, look, he's just sitting.
Everything else in school, I'm just going to continue being me. So informational.
Love that.
Let's hear it, Dr. Gambo Jack.
Well, so I'm really career oriented whenever it comes to a lot of my future plans. So I'm currently working as a consultant, and so I expect to continue doing that, hopefully maybe at a higher level in my current consulting firm. So I'd like to continue on with that, because I've just sort of formally entered the workforce, not as a student. I've been in school for literally 10 years and just finished my doctorate last year. So I'm ready to just enjoy working. So a lot of it has to do with that, and my research and making sure that I can publish more and those sorts of things. But then otherwise, I mean, maybe not where we're at right now, just moving somewhere else. We've always talked about having a plot of land, and then instead of buying a house, because it can be kind of expensive like that, but building a house, we've got the stream of an A-frame, and chickens and emus and goats and all this other shit, really want to go for that goal eventually. But, we're not sure if we want to necessarily buy the land in Illinois at this point. Like to maybe move out that.
You want it with comedy.
Yeah, they want to say Illinois with their wife. Yeah, it's all about comedy,
No, it is. Yeah, the podcast is us picking out our future
Yeah, it's all
we're gonna have cows for our Highland cows.
The fluff.
Oh my God, dude. Yes. I remember looking at here and literally, I was just and I've told my ass, I'm me and Zane get along well. I love you.
Yeah, our mother. Yeah,
It's gonna be right pink car. So hold up. Guy in the podcast real quick before we go into the sound too self-aware.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm by association, motherfuckers. All right.
Get out of here. Shut up.
We would call it association.
You know what?
That's the name of that cat. Called the association.
Because like her parents were always like, you gotta be careful who you hang out with because someday you might be caught with association. You know what I'm saying?
If they're doing bad, so
We surround ourselves with good people, like-minded homies who like we just love and support and like give the love and support back. So we call it love or call it with
this whole entire time I've been like hyper aware when Zane goes off on a kid.
Have you released any episodes?
No, she's trying to make a ice like a
No, I so badly tried to like look into.
Dude, everyone has. Yeah.
We're just like, so like if you watched any of the podcasts or do you know anything about it? Like, no.